Yes. So welcome back to class. Since you don't have any doubts on the object program generation, I'm happy that you are able to understand the process, and we look forward to having an assignment on this where we will be able to generate the object code in the given format. So having said that, let us get into the next concept of mission dependent assembler feature. One we have seen with respect to the object code generation. The second one will be about how we can have a program in the system. Many a times we talked about a user do not have control over the memory. Hope you remember that. In the sense, when you submit the program to the system, based on the availability of the memory, the program will be loaded. Accordingly, program gets executed. What is the meaning of this? Today, we have taken a program and submitted for execution. Let us say I have a bubble sort.c. When I submit today program, the program will be located at the address that is available at this point of. So let us say 12 o'clock today, I am executing the program. Memory available is 35,490. Just a guess. Today's program will be executed at the location 35,490. And if we execute again after 3 hours, let us say by 3 p.m., the program will be located at 46,929. So why these numbers are changing now? The numbers are changing because when you submit the program for execution, that is going to depend on the memory that is available at that point of time, because the same memory is being used for multiple purposes, because we are working in the multi-processing or multi-programming concept. If that is the case, probably we need to understand how the memory is going to be allocated. So thereby, what you have to keep in mind is that the user do not have any control over the allocation of memory. Only the user may request the system that, if possible, try to locate my program or try to load my program at the given location. Whatever you are addressing, whatever your request is given to the system, the address for your program, if it is available, underline the word, if it is available, the system will load at that location, giving respect to us. Otherwise, it might relocate. Look at the word, relocate the program at wherever the memory is available at that point of time. So meaning here is, you have to understand two keywords. One is a absolute program, other one is a relocatable program. What do you mean by an absolute program? As the name says, absolute. An absolute program is the one which will be loaded at the location that is specified by the user. So if it is possible to load your program, not guaranteed of course, if it is possible, the system, the loader will load your program at the location that you have specified. One of our recent examples, we have taken 0000 as a starting address. Previous to that, we have taken a 2000 as the address. Like that, you will be having some value as an address. If you specify that, and the system is also able to identify that location available during the execution of the program, then we say that your program is an absolute program, meaning that you have got a address that you have specified in the program, so that your system may be able to or is able to load your program at the specified location. But is it guaranteed always? No, we are not sure, because memory is not in the control of the user. What if the address what you have specified is not available? System is going to locate that address differently and relocate your program from the one what you have specified to the recently identified address. If that is the case, we say that your program has been relocated from the given address what you have, because you have assembled the program assuming either 0000 or 2000 or 8000 or 4000, depending upon some number you have identified. Now, if that address is not available, your program is going to be relocated from the identified address, that is maybe 000 or 2000 or 8000, to some other location. If that is the case, so probably we will call that particular addressing or process as a relocatable program. So here what you have to understand is two things about the program execution. If the program is able to be loaded at the address specified, then we call that as a what? What do we call that? An absolute program. Agree? If it is not going to be the case, in the sense the program is located at some other place than what is given in the program, then we call them as a relocatable program, as the name says. Why you are relocating? Simply because the number, the address what you have specified is not available in the system, because some other activity or some other program is getting executed at that point. That is what we mean telling that the program got relocated. So that is the concept of a relocation, which is one of the mission dependent architecture feature. So why program relocation is going to be a mission relocatable architecture or feature? Because the assembly of the program is going to have these type of features of mission, which are going to identify that the given program is not in a position to be loaded at the given location, thereby it is going to relocate some other place. That's fine, but what is the reason behind considering it as a what you call mission dependent? Simply because the instruction formats what we have are going to change from one place to another place, and especially the one that is the format 4 we have, that is going to be a big headache while relocating the program. If you look at the basis with which all these instructions are going to be assembled, format 1 we have no issue, direct opcode. Format 2 we have no issue, again registers. Format 3 we have no issue because it is based on the displacement. Why you say that the format 3 have no issue? Because every time we take the starting address or the program counter as a reference, accordingly your displacement is going to be calculated. Assume now the program what we have is relocated from 2000 to 5000. 2000 to 5000. If that is the case, then what is going to happen? Is it going to affect any format 3? No, because 2000 becomes a 5000. Accordingly, the numbers will be continued. Thereby, the displacement remains the same. For example, you have taken 2000 as an address, then you have added 2000 plus 3, 2000 plus 5, 2000 plus 6. That's how you calculated the mission address. Suppose 2000 becomes a 5000. What will happen? 5000 plus 3, 5000 plus 5, 5000 plus 6. The difference is same. The displacement is nothing but the difference. That's what we are going to identify. If that is the case, we say that format 3, which is based on the displacement, is not going to have Yes. Yes. So coming back to the type of issue what we had as far as the relocation is concerned. So format 3, we have no problem, simply because format 3 is completely based on the displacement. Displacement is related to the PC. It doesn't matter whether we have a 2000 or 5000 or 6000, the difference remains same. But the problem comes with the format 4. Why? Because if you observe while creating object program, wherever the instructions that are prefixed with plus, which are nothing but format 4, we thought that we thought that this is going to be beyond our PC control. Thereby, we are given a long rope for that, so that it can be assembled without considering all these internal PC relative or base relative. Thereby, we have considered format 4 as a freehand type of addressing. That's why we have it is a 4 bytes, 20 bits rather, which is going to be a big address for that. Those instructions are assembled without considering any PC as a relative or any base as a relative, because they have a free kind of memory allocated to them. If that is the case, when you relocate, their values are going to be not changed, they remain same. But when you relocate, the value need to be changed, isn't it? Because you have assembled assuming, let us say 2000 as a initial address. When format 4 is there, assume we have given some address as a 2500. When I change 2000 to 5000, the 2500 should also become a 5500, but that is not going to become automatically, because system does not calculate by its own. Thereby, it is the responsibility of the user, or the programmer rather, to specify those instructions which are involving format 4 to be considered accordingly when the relocation happens. That is only the issue what we have in the mission dependency. Since instruction 4 is one of the mission architecture, since there is an issue with relocation related to format 4, thereby we say that program relocation is an example of a mission dependent assembler feature. So that is the concept what we have here now. So that's what we have to understand. Okay, so this is what you please remember now. So, and hence program relocation is going to be a concept of memory that is related to beyond control of the user or the programmer, and which is a part of our format 4, which is again in turn is used as a architecture. Thereby, program relocation is an example of mission dependent architecture. So that's why. So two issues here under mission dependency. One is object code generation. Second one is the program relocation. Okay. So any doubts here? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Fine. Now, okay. So what is the problem of program relocation? That when you submit the program for execution, you may not get the address what I have specified. Thereby, I need to relocate the program from existing location to some other location. If that is going to be the case, then what is that problem? The problem is with respect to format 4. Just now we have discussed it. Okay. So that format 4 is going to be slightly a headache while doing the program relocation. Okay. So this is what we are going to consider now. Thereby, this is going to be a part of our program relocation journey. Okay. So I will conclude today's class with this, because I was expecting problems on object code generation, so my PPT is not ready. But anyhow, I will ask you to refer the probably textbook if you have, or probably can download. So maybe in next class onwards, we can consider that particular program which I have shared with you. The same program is going to be